Disclaimer, right off the rip, the podcast was sold, stigmatism in my soul, Gumby Publishing.
Listen, right now, listen. Get in here, y'all. Who you with? Let me see who you with. Nah, they cool. I don't know about that next nigga. He can't come in. Yeah, they good. But him, he might be with Tammy, homie. He might be working with Tammy. Listen, Tammy confirms that Big Meech set up Cuffy and Fidel Suarez, while being under cross-examination on the stand. We understand that Tammy made multiple affidavits. The first one she signed. The second one, but then she had one that she written up and all of that. She didn't sign the other affidavits. But the initial affidavit, which is what led them to get the warrants, to get surveillance of Cuffy, to target his telephone, to do the trash pulls, to do all these things. Her initial affidavit, which she swore by and signed, is the reason, or some of the reasons, of why they even had a case at all. So this is like, So we are going to go into some of this, man. Salute to everybody. This is the Go Network. I am Uda on Go. If it's the first time here, welcome. The people in the chat are the Go Gang. Be a part of the Go Gang. Get active. Start lifting your voices. Subscribe to the channel, but lift your voice. Start letting us know what you think about these topics. It's not just about what I think. It's about what you think as well. Because this is real, man. We need to start lifting our voices, man. Shout out to Sean G, the podcast with So. We will be reacting to a dope video. I had a conversation with the brother, and I'm just trying to work out the particulars for me and him to get together. We already spoke about us getting together and doing a podcast about some of these said topics that we're doing right here. So shout out to him.
Sean Xavier Gumby Jr. and myself, Sean Xavier Gumby Sr., do not wish to slander or defame or libel anybody.
We spoke about it. I wanted him to just come on the platform and just probably do like an internet thing, but he said he'd rather do it in person. I think that'd be doper too, though. I can't hold him, so shout out to him. So yeah, just be looking forward to that connection with me and his brother right here. It's a real deep brother.
As it relates to the
y'all get the likes up for me, y'all.
United States versus America.
Y'all get the likes up. YouTube backing up with the notifications. It's all good because y'all got me. It's all good. Once y'all drop likes, more people gonna start getting the notification. We could get more people to join in on this build and listen how Sean breaking this down, because ain't nobody really breaking this down. I read the paperwork, and I'm still going through the other the Cuffy paperwork. He's really breaking this down. Real talk. Bless you, brother. God bless you, brother.
United States of America versus Dion, Gatling, or Cuffy in the Big Meech case, Tammy Cowins. Everything that we say and all that we're drawn from is actual court documents.
Me too. That's what I'm talking about, from the court documents. I can read some of it to y'all if y'all want. I can drop the link for some of y'all that want the court documents. You can get that as well, because we ain't keeping the information from the people, period.
Pull them down offline on Pacer, and some of them you can just Google them and get them.
Some of them you got to pull off Pacer. 10 cents a page, probably 20 cents a page.
The podcast was sold. Thank you. And I want to shout out everybody, all my new subscribers.
Me too.
Appreciate y'all.
I want to shout out all my new subscribers. I appreciate y'all. I swear. God is great. And that's what this whole thing is. Trust me. Ain't nothing negative about me. Trust me. God is great. Appreciate y'all.
Now, today we're going to be coming from, you're going to need the motion to suppress the wiretap evidence.
And the Frank's hearing.
Which is a 32-page document. We've covered this already.
I covered that too on my channel, the Frank's hearing, the 32 pages of the Frank's hearing. You could go listen. I read the whole paperwork, all 32 pages one time, bang. Because people want to stretch out the paperwork, read you 2 pages, and come back for the next view. Got it. Read the whole thing for you one time, nigga. And that was high. And I read it, nigga. Straight. So y'all can watch that on your own time.
And we're going to be coming from the Frank's hearing dated October 17, 2016, where you have 4 defendants, okay? Cuffy, Dion Gatling, Timothy Rush, Andre Rush, and Gibbs. There's 4 defense attorneys and there's 2 assistant U.S. attorneys, and the one U.S. attorney has already direct examined Tammy Cowins. Cuffy's attorney Mrs. Trog has already cross-examined Tammy Cowins, and this is the second defense attorney. This is him cross-examining.
Each one got their own turn at
Tammy.
Not like that, because we understand that Tammy had that box outside. Pause, y'all. I pause because I just don't want to disrespect Tammy. Not pause because I like the box. But she had the box outside, y'all. She had the box outside. You ever had a cat that used to go outside all the time and came back pregnant? Or Tammy had the cat outside like that, I heard. That's what my Atlanta correspondent said, because that's where she from. So don't get mad with me, Tammy. Allegedly, I heard Tammy had the goat throat. Heard she had the Baphomet shit. Heard she had it. Tammy.
Cowins. And in this cross-examination, it is clear.
I also do comedy, y'all. So don't take me serious for certain things. But I did hear a call from my Atlanta correspondent. So I'm just saying allegedly. But I do comedy too. So you do the math.
Clear that through her testimony in this and the great cross-examination by Mr. Humphrey, Tammy Cowins pretty much confirms that Demetrius Flenory, or Big Meech,
he knew,
was a material participant in the setting up of Suarez and Dion Gatling, or Cuffy. And we're going to get into that. But right off the rip, right? Humphrey starts going at Tammy Cowins about her participation.
One of the defense attorneys.
It's role.
It's 4 defense attorneys, Cuffy and 3 other co-defendants in the case. Each got their own lawyer, so each get a time to cross-examine the witnesses or whatever the case. Feel me?
In the case against Terry White. And he's asking her, like,
this is a Cottonelle toilet paper.
Yeah, you need some Cottonelle toilet paper because there's some shit right here. Some foul shit right here. Word, she signed the affidavits from the beginning, then went back on them and tried to say all of the things she said from the beginning. And the first thing she said, she wanted to do this to get Demetrius Flenory a time cut. And this is why she's doing this. And then she went back and said she ain't say none of that. What had happened?
Responsible for 90 to 95%.
Y'all get the likes up for me, y'all. Salute to y'all. If it's your first time here, salute to you. Drop where you from. I salute that. I put places and faces together. It's just get familiar. My home is your home, man. Salute to y'all, man. Y'all drop likes. More people join us and get this conversation. We reacting to Sean G. That's the brother. And yeah, we just going to rock out with him, man. I'm trying to get him on the podcast. We were speaking the other day. We're going to get into it.
Allegation leading to the arrest and conviction and sentencing to prison time of Terry White. This is out of her mouth on the stand. Okay? Now, when you first involved with the DEA, you came in because it is fair to say that you were worried about becoming a target of the investigation.
Appreciate you if you like.
Yes, she says.
Appreciate y'all.
He then asked.
Can't do it without y'all.
As a part of that investigation, you did some work where you made some phone calls. She says, I think I did 90% of the work from what I was told. 90 to 95% of the work on that case.
With Terry.
So she then begins to detail how she gathered evidence on Terry White.
Foul what they did to Terry.
She would.
Whole nother case we got to get into. With Terry White, she got, first of all, an informant get percentage of a case when they snitch on people, and none of y'all snitches get a damn thought to be doing this, man. You little pre-snitches want to think about snitching. Yo, the informant get a reward, or it's called the award, for when they give up actionable information that the people can act on. You real me? So she was kind of instrumental in the case with Terry White. but she wasn't a paid informant at this time. So this probably like 2009, whatever. This when she first was working with these people. She wasn't paid at the time. They bust Terry because Terry used to be her lover. You know how Michael Jackson, Billie Jean was in the love and all that with the Michael Jackson? Yeah, that type bops. She was in the lovers with Terry. Whatever had happened, she ended up getting against Terry, setting up Terry. Terry get booked. She's so instrumental, supposedly, but remember, she wasn't supposed to get paid because she wasn't a paid informant at this time. Look, Frank Harvey, who was the supervisor, special agent officer, who was the supervising officer, who was handling her, who was her handler, who handed her to Chroma, who the guy who she started Chrome Doming. Yeah, just before Chrome Dome. Cool, right? Silver Surfer head, just before that. Boom. Back when Harvey was running the case with the Terry thing, because Harvey was been running down on Meech. He like Russell Crowe in American Gangster. Remember how he was running down on Denzel? Yeah. From the beginning? Yeah. So Harvey was like that with Meech. You see what I'm saying? But he ended up retiring at one point. But before he retires, when they bust Terry, make this big thing, big case, I think he got like 90 months, whatever they gave him, seized all the stuff. She ended up getting $55,000 because Harvey put in for her to get an award because she wasn't a paid informant at the time and felt that her information was so crucial and beneficial to the case, then they mean that they gave her an award. But now what they came to question was all the other money she was getting from who? The dude that he connected her with, the other special agent, Keith Cromer, okay, who she ended up with the Chrome Dome allegedly, Silver Sofa, Gold Throat Bops. So we gonna get there. I'm just trying. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Drop a like, y'all.
Would call Jack Harvey on the phone.
It's a lot, bro. All in the paperwork, I'm telling you.
Terry
what I
White
read.
next to her. Or be on the phone with Terry White and patch Jack Harvey in on a three-way without what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? Without Terry White's consent, right behind his back.
She was doing a lot of that, though.
Or Terry White would be there. She would call Jack Harvey.
She did that to Fidel Suarez, too, when he called and asked about the pills. He called her from jail because Meech met Fidel in jail while he was doing a little time in Michigan County. And he hit her. Boom. That's how she met Fidel, the big man, bro. How the hell she meet the big man? She meet the big man. He hit her line direct. Boom. He hitting her from the beginning. He starts sending pictures of himself like, yo, that's me. Then the next thing he hitting her, he asks about Meech. How Meech doing? The next thing he hitting her, yo, you can move some pills. How the big man asking you about pills? How do you know Fidel Suarez and Cuffy? In the beginning of her first affidavit, she said that she was doing this to get Big Meech the time cut, and she was saying that she got the connection between Cuffy and Fidel through Meech. That's the first affidavit. Then she goes against that affidavit, all right? Tried to sign some next shit, say, yo, she getting stalked, people trying to kill her, all kinds of shit, bro. Gets the courtroom cleared out, all that. Writes up another supposed affidavit, never signs it. Because, you know, if you sign it, perjury is penalty under punishment. It's prison time. It's imprisonment. That's the punishment. Yeah, bro, mad weird stuff. But why you did your first affidavit then? Because if you didn't have your strong first affidavit, then that mean they'd have never bugged Cuffy phone. They'd have never did all these things. They'd have never did trash pulls, go through his trash cans. They'd have never did surveillance of him. They'd have never done electronic wiretaps and toll telephone analyses that show all of the phone records and all these things that I'm reading in the paperwork. They would have never did that. They would have never got a chance to do that if she didn't do the first thing, because she's the informant, she's the crucial person. She's CS1. She's confidential source 1, not number 2. So they building this on what she's doing and what she's saying, besides any other informants that's dealing with this. See what I'm saying? It's crazy work, bro. It's crazy.
Jack Harvey would pick up, yeah, this is me. She would take the phone, she'd be talking like this, take the phone and put it down like this, so you couldn't see the number, and her and Terry White would have these conversations. She would create these conversations where
We know Tammy set something up, but the question is, did Meech know? Keith Cromer, the guy who she was chrome doming, allegedly, he went on the stand. He's a federal officer, bro. Okay? You don't have to lie for nobody. He's not no street nigga. He went in there, and his job was on the line, nigga. He went in there and said he didn't get no sex with her. Tammy went and said they had sex. She said, you let me drop his Fed card and all that. What are you talking about? Stop. He was capping, whatever. But bro, he like, nah, I did go past a little thing with her, but I ain't go to the indecents. He lying. I believe he lying. That's my opinion, Keith. Don't send them people at me. My opinion. But anyway, so the whole time with Keith Chroma's the one that was getting her the money. Because look, now remember she was working, right? But the whole other time, remember she helped with Terry, but that wasn't with Keith Chroma. That was with the other guy that was running it that retired. So now when she running with Keith Chroma, they dealing with this thing with Meech and all this Fidel Suarez. That's his big bust he's trying to figure out, I guess. Again, because remember, Meech is already doing 30 years in prison at this time. He's already in jail. So the connection is she's running Meech's life rights and she has all of that. And she's the connection and the glue between Meech and whoever. I mean, family and friends had to go through her to get in contact with Meech at these times. You feel me? So so Meech does not know she does this plan all by herself, or does Meech know this? Cuffy says he knows this. All right. Cuffy said that the federal officer did that. I read that in the paper that the guy said, yes, Meech was aware of that. He was aware of the plan, of the setup. Meech's only gripe in the situation was, yo, don't have my name in no paperwork. So this question is not about Meech snitching per se. Meech never snitched. Feel me? I feel personally. But did you have a part to do with a setup to set some other people up and some snitching business type thing? Then that would make you even a snitch or worse than a snitch, because you're setting up people and all that, trying to switch people out for you. You in the building trying to get people to come to jail so that you could come out the jail. That's kind of foul. So you know what I'm saying? This is what this whole thing is about. The knowledge. And how can you prove that if a person have knowledge of something? You know what I mean? So this is what this is about. We know Tammy's in it to win. She's in this.
Himself, and Jack Harvey is listening. This is what she did. Okay, so you were making those calls and you were turning those over to Jack.
Y'all get the likes up for me. More people join us. If you're new here, welcome. My home is your home. Salute to you.
Harvey.
Drop where y'all from in the chat. I salute y'all.
This is her answer. That was the question by the attorney. Jack Harvey was on the call while I was having a conversation with Mr. White. I would dial the number, turn my phone over, and Jack would hear the calls. And sometimes they were conference calls, and there were also meetings. Then he starts to talk about, you've never testified ever in your life. Since you've been working with the DEA, you've never testified. Right? She says no.
Yeah, she says no. I bet. She says no.
He asked, as a part of that case, you were never required to testify, correct? She says, with Mr. White? No. And in fact, you haven't testified in any cases which you have been used as a confidential source, have you? This is her answer. I have never testified. This is my first time in court. Now, this is key. This is key. Now, y'all keep that on the forefront of your brain now.
This is her first time. This is in Cuffy case we reading, not Terry case. So she been at work working. But this is your first time testifying in court is in Cuffy's situation. So he's saying he's going to connect a dot with that. I see a few dots already.
Right there with me. Okay. And you believe that you were about 90 to 95% responsible for building the case against Mr. White. She says yes. Now, what we just read, and what this attorney, all of these attorneys, and I can't wait to read what the other two attorneys do.
Shout out to this brother, Sean G, man.
They said, listen, it's four of us, so let's all attack her. Let's all put our entire brains on one specific part of her story instead of all four of us trying to concentrate on her whole story, and we're just beating a dead horse all together.
We kind of seen that in YSL when them lawyers was getting together. His lawyer and all they little lawyer, you know what I'm saying? And they was attacking certain witnesses with certain information. Even some of them lawyers was backing up the other defendant lawyers, like, yo, boom, boom, boom. And they had like a constructed attack against people in there. In that YSL trial, bro, how Shaw and all of them was going in. Come on, bro. Stealing them.
So
they was going in, bro.
This is important.
They was doing it.
And this is where this motion to suppress the wiretap comes into play. She's never been required to testify, never been in court, right? She verbally states that She was 90% responsible, 95% responsible for the Terry White case, never testified. And this is
95% responsible.
At this
but never testified. She's more than crucial key to this thing. And she never even had to testify. And that man got slinged. He got flinged and slayed. And she got 55 cash. Not to talk about the 80,000 she got when she ain't do nothing, because she probably was over there chrome tome with Keith Chroma. That's what led to an OPR and OIG investigation of Keith Chroma, which I yesterday read the OIG investigation of Keith Chroma, which went into the illicit relationship between Chroma and Tammy Cowins and the money or monies that Tammy Cowins was receiving for cases that she wasn't even giving up no information for. Other officers, TFO Lang and all kind of other officers, Hewitt, was speaking out against her in court. They testimonies was played back in court to say like, yo, she was getting paid for things she was not even giving no information for, bro. She got 80K. They pressed Tammy. Yo, look, what you got 80K for? She bugging. I don't know, but yo, I got the account right there. And if y'all needed the money, y'all could just go take it. I don't know why I got it or what I got it for and this and that. They're like, yo, why you got the money? I don't know. Yo, bro, we got kids, bro. Your kid come home with $2 right now. You better know where that $2 came from. Do not let me get up on your Cuffy. The woman's grown and she don't know where 80,000 came from. You and Keith is in the thing. Keith said y'all not, but you said y'all is. You said he Keith Sweat, not Keith Chroma. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
point,
That's your words, Tammy.
solidifying her credibility, her good credibility
Real talk,
at this
son.
point,
On my mother. Real talk.
her good integrity at this point, and her
All I'm saying is in the
excellent work
paperwork, bro. I'm not guessing.
as an informant. By being truthful and honest, she was able to get Terry White investigated, indicted, convicted, and sent to prison based on
Whatever.
honesty, truth, and I'm trying to use the right words.
Because her word was used as valid. Everything she was saying. She never had to go testify in court and back some of the things she said and she was doing and the thing that she put in the case, right? It's her word and all the things that she said that's confirmed all of this and got the man sent up damn near. You feel me? But she never had to testify. How do we know that everything that's coming from a person is the truth? A person could be all dead lying on people and all that, setting people up. That's why people, you know what I'm saying?
If you can use it, fair dealings as a snitch, right? Or being a good informant, right?
Y'all drop a like. If you're not subscribed, y'all mash that subscribe button right now and hit notifications. A lot of good things. One of these days, I'm putting together a conversation with this brother right here too as well. And we're going to have a conversation live about this situation. So make sure you hit the notification, subscribe. Talina! Shout out to Talina from Ukraine, man. Shout out to you, sending love from Ukraine, man. I appreciate you for the super chat. All the time. Hi, Talina. Hi, Talina.
There's no reason for
Always
her.
love from here to Ukraine, y'all.
There was no reason for her to
From here
lie.
to Ukraine, y'all.
That's my point. Because she didn't have to testify. She, nobody knew she was in the room. It wasn't known. She was low key with it. Nobody knew. Only her. And she's working with the DA. So she got to tell the truth. She knows. Right? Now, this is important because when
Appreciate
she
y'all.
does the
Y'all get the likes
initial
up for me, y'all.
affidavit
More people gonna join us. We could get a couple hundred in the
that
chat.
is referenced
Y'all drop like 10, 20
in
likes.
the motion to suppress filed by Lorenzo Gibbs, Andre Rush, Timothy Rush, and Dion Gatling, Cuffy, all four of them, in their motion to suppress, and in the initial affidavit, she's still
I appreciate you, Talina.
unknown.
You always show
She's
love.
still, her identity isn't known when she's making her initial statements as to who, what, where, when, and why. And this is when she confirms in this document that, let's go to page 12. And let's go to page 3. Let's go to page 3 to support what I'm saying. Second, the affidavit asserts facts relating to both Tammy Cowins' reliability.
Page 3, it goes into the memorandum. That's where it starts. The paperwork, the title, whatever's happening, the names, Cuffy, and everything. Then the first page, it says the memorandum. It goes into that. And it shows why they are trying to get this affidavit. See, they passing it on to the judge of why they trying to get Cuffy investigating all this stuff. And then they go into one, A, B, C, one reason, the second reason of why, the third reason of why we think this should be good. And then they end up getting the judge's stamp on it to do the surveillance and the trash pulls and all the things on Cuffy. And then Cuffy's phone becomes target telephone number 1. And so ends the story. But then she goes against that and says she was lying in that first one.
He has an informant, and measures DEA St. Louis investigators took to corroborate information provided by Tammy Cowins. It says CS1.
In this specific paperwork, this is the Frakes hearing case. So this is not Cuffy other case. It's like 220 pages. This is the Frakes hearing because they made a trial to suppress certain evidence because they like, yo, first of all, Chroma and her had a relationship and all that. Then besides her and Chroma, she was getting money and all type of stuff was going on. So all of these things should make a lot of these things inadmissible in the court. But they still proceeded through. This is what I'm trying to show you. This is what Cuffy and the defendants was trying to say, nah, bro, this is crazy what's going on. Stop this, bro. This was motions to suppress certain things out the trial. The electronics, the surveillance, the this, the that. Because that was based and predicated on that. And she's talking about she changing stories. They still clapped them in the court.
But I'm saying Tammy Cowins.
That's what happened, bro.
As to CS1's reliability,
So Tammy's a shaky one, bro.
Attested that Tammy Cowins was cooperating with the DEA for monetary gain, had been shown to provide reliable information to the DEA regarding a multitude of felonious activity.
That's a good point in there too, hot boy. That's a good point in there too, hot boy. Sometimes we be speaking fast on these platforms, but that's a good point in there though too.
And had provided information that resulted in the arrest of at least one individual and the seizure of drugs and U.S. currency.
Good boy, bro.
So,
Hot boy says, dude leaving out too much information. You have to be able to comprehend the information you're reading. He left out that Cuffy called asking to be fronted by the feds. Cue the Scooby-Doo Jinky music. Jinkies. I don't know what's going on with that. Sound like an out-the-box thought, though. We need all our thinkers. Thinking thoughts. Not letting people think for us. Think your own thoughts. Come on. What's up? Because that sounds like a good thought out the box.
the DEA agents in St. Louis, when they first meet her, because these DEA agents,
Diddy did a lot, y'all. Diddy did a lot.
They're not just gonna take your word that you money, you understand, and be like, all right, you told me you money, all right, you money.
Y'all drop a like on the way in for me, y'all. More people gonna join us. If you're new, welcome. My home is your home. This is Uda on Go. That's the network, and y'all all on Go, not just me. We tired of the bull. We tired of this. We lifting our voices. We not kicking people when they down. We on Go. We gonna help some of them people to get on Go too. And that's what the mission is, and that was the dream that certain people saw that I ain't gotta explain. But we gonna do that. See what I'm saying? And that's how we do it. Simple. We ain't gotta do too much.
They verify. They really dot their I's and cross their T's. They put a magnifying glass and a flashlight up your ass, and they make sure everything checks out. These people are serious, man. A federal case is not like you versus, the state of Colorado versus you, or the state of Oklahoma versus you, or the state of North Carolina versus. This is the United States government versus you. A state case is Little League baseball, and a Fed case is the All-Star game. These people know what they're doing, and they.
You see them games that they was playing in the YSL 12? was it Trevante Stevens? He in there bugging. Yeah, what happened? Woody in there bugging. Oh, like, come on, I'm tired, man. I'm trying to go smoke a blunt. He in there wailing. Bro, you play with the feds like that, you want to, bro. After you done gave them the information you gave them, bro, you get on stand and play them games, bro. Listen, done 20. Don't play with you, 15. Hold that. We're taking back everything on no deals, nigga. 15. Not even joking with you, bro. Okay? That's why they got a 95% conviction rate. They don't even play with you, bro. Most people that get caught by the feds, son, bro, they already got you by the short and curlies. By the time they get you, bro, they already got you. They be like, damn, you heard me and grandma speak? Yeah, we heard that too. So by the time they get you, people please be like, yo, they be like, look, man, you can take this little 10 or 15 right now. Oh, you can take it. You want a chance? All right, cool, let's go. And 9 times niggas just take whatever time they get, son. The conviction rate is all from pleas, not from people going to trial. From plea deals. People take plea deals when the feds come, bro. This ain't no state business. That YSL was a state joke.
Very serious, and they spare
Straight.
no expense. Now, that being said, at this point, everybody knows she's reliable. And at this point, let's go to page 12 of the motion to suppress.
Kodak.
In September 2011, Flenory or Big Meech requested Tammy Cowins' help coordinating delivery of a load of cocaine to be controlled by Suarez, who at that point was already in contact with CS1 or Tammy
With
Cowins.
Tammy. He was in contact with Tammy. He made contact with her through prison. He was in jail. He sent the picture to her. Then he messaged her, what's up with Meech? Then he messaged her, do you know about some pills? Can I move some pills? Can you move some pills? And she was like this on the phone when he called her. He called her and told her this. Because when at that time when he called her, she was in the car with Chroma. I don't know what they was doing in the car. Because he stayed over there, 3-4 times a week. Whatever, Chroma. That's in the paperwork. But look, she in the car with Chroma, probably Silver Surfer, Chrome Dome over there. Who knows, allegedly. But Chrome in the car like this. He like, yo, probably the same jacket I got on. Chrome don't watch my style. Look, boom. Chrome in the car bugging like, yo, nah, tell him you can move the pills. Tell him you can move the pills. Probably trying to initiate the contact between them and saying that she's a person that's reliable that can move. Remember, this guy's the plug. You know what I'm saying? The plug. The plug's plug. So he like, yo, say yes, say yes. But in the paperwork, you don't hear nothing about no pills ever again. So maybe that's kind of the first thing trying to say, yeah. So then that made me make him feel a little more comfortable. So then maybe they can start getting into the bigger drug conversations, which is the drugs, which they want to talk about, the 1,500, 2,000 keys or whatever the case that they was trying to get to Cuffy to sell. They wanted Cuffy to move the bricks. You need a person that's going to move them. So at one point on the they said toll telephone analysis shows. Do you see the nigga calling, leaving voicemails and like, yo, listen, I got somebody up here with the truck, man. The damn truck's up here, man. It's full of cocaine. You bugging, yo, the truck up here, yo, what's going on, man? Come on, yo, da-da-da-da. One point, nigga. Real talk, Don. Real talk. One time, Suarez tried to get her to go to St. Louis with him. He hit her like, yo, boom, I'm going to St. Louis. Boom, yo, I know, yo, you want to come with me, take a trip down there? And she denied. They said that she declined in the paperwork. She's like, no, I don't think I want to go. Then when he went down there, they said, confirmations was confirmed of CS1, Tammy's story of him contacting her, telling her about him going to trip to St. Louis, because they end up the St. Louis branches out there must have figured out some shit. They got notice of him out there, and they was doing some surveillance of him out there too. So it was confirmed. They said it was corroborated by other officers that actually timed his arrival out there. So he was out there at that time. I'm talking about the big man. This ain't no regular Mexican we see in a fruit stand, bro. This is the big man, bro. How do she know the big man? At first, she said she knew them through Meech. Then she goes back and says that that's not true. So what do you think is true?
So Big Meech,
I'm going to tell you the guts of the glory, not the whole story.
Requested Tammy Cowins' help.
Yeah, give you that.
In moving some cocaine from inside prison. He's already 6 years in on his bid.
30. He already got the 30. Feel me? So it's not like me snitching on. Meech is already doing 30 years. She's outside running around doing all these things. Meech is already doing 30.
This is where Cuffy comes into play. Page 12. As with Suarez, defendant Gatling or Cuffy first contacted Tammy.
What number, hot boy?
Cowins to see how Big Meech
The concert canceled? Don't say that, Florida.
was doing in jail.
Don't say that.
Based on discussions with both Cuffy and Big Meech, Tammy Cowins understood that Cuffy and Big Meech were friends.
Yeah. You had to contact her at one point. It's not like so like Big Meech just put them together too, right? Because she was the power attorney and all of that stuff for Meech, life rights and all that stuff. So even family had to go through her. Okay? Even family and friends had to go through her to get through Meech at one point. Can y'all hear me? Y'all hear me, right?
Initially, Tammy Cowins' relationship with Cuffy was more of a business relationship, and communication centered more around Big Meech's life rights, which we've already gone over yesterday. That
Cuffy was involved in the selling of Meech's life rights. He wanted in on that thing too. They was trying to sell Meech's life rights. So at one point, Tammy is in LA trying to shop Meech's life rights. And they're with who? They're with MC Hammer's brother, Burrell. What's his name? Scott Burrell or whatever his name is? Steve Burrell, Scott Burrell? I can't remember now. My mind's got a lot of shit in it. But Burrell, Steve Hammer brother. You know he do the Hollywood. He do all that thing out there. That's what he do. So they out there running around with Hammer brother trying to chop the life rights and all that stuff. This is all these things that's happened and transpired too prior to him getting booked.
Cuffy really was interested in getting down with the movie making. Now, however, at some point, this is on page 12. However, at some point, Big Meech
can't say Cuffy was a hater to him because Cuffy put the first $1 million in his hand. That's what Cuffy said. Unless Meech says that's not true, he put the first $1 million in his hand. He said he put $1 million in Meech's hand, and Meech cried to him, son, and said, "Yo, damn, them niggas in the D was holding me back, bro. For real, son. That's what I'm talking about." He said, when I met Meech, I took a liking to him, and he was a cool nigga. And I told him I'm gonna put his game on 10, and I did exactly just that, son. I put $1 million in that nigga hand, bro. So for that nigga to do anything roll on me like that, bro, that shit is foul, bro. I never knew this nigga rolled on me like that, bro. This nigga rolled. That's what Cuffy says. So that's Cuffy's thought, not mine.
Asked Tammy Cowins to connect Cuffy and Suarez. And the relationship...
He didn't pay Suarez. Suarez didn't get paid the money. Hot boy, you know your shit in there, though. You know your stuff in there, hot boy. I'm not going to hold you, bro. When it's time for us to do the panels and we talking, I hope you lift your voice and talk, son. Because you know mad stuff, bro. I'm telling you, when we do the panels and I drop the link, make sure you pluck it. I don't care. Good. Because you know mad stuff. You ain't in there just capping in the chat. The people think you writing paragraphs and you're capping. No, you know some stuff in it. You do.
Between Tammy Cowins...
You do, nigga.
Cuffy and Suarez turned to narcotics. This is the statement she made.
Y'all drop a like. Y'all drop a like for me, y'all. Drop a like. Because this was just at 16 that you see they be taking away likes. I know y'all ain't do it. Now, just drop a like, though. Just make more people join it.
When, this is at the beginning, when she's unknown, she's never testified, nobody knows who she is. She's been vetted by the DEA St. Louis. She's been praised by Jack Harvey as being the heart and soul of the Terry White case.
Shout out Cypress Hill. Shout out Ukraine in the building too. Always shout out Ukraine love.
Even out of her mouth, 90 to 95% was me. You understand? I bust Terry White head to the white meat based off of me. So her word is money at this point because...
I appreciate you if you just dropped a like. Thank you. I can't do this without you. Most High God and you. So anybody that be on a platform acting like you ain't nothing, they lying. I can't do it without you and God. Period. So thank you. I appreciate you. My mother's life, I appreciate you.
You know, she's into this is a monetary gain. And as we know,
real talk.
She at the gate upon meeting Keith Cromer on the very first day asked
Meech,
can she get Big Meech a time cut?
And he said, we're going to work on that. I'll let you know.
She is a ghost. Nobody knows who she is.
Celine, I love you, baby.
Now, let's get back to...
From Ukraine. She's sending me them cash apps from, them super chats from Ukraine. We supposed to be sending her some bread up in Ukraine. Shout out to the real love that's out here. Come on, bro. Go. Love, baby. I love you. You heard? Come to America. Facts.
Cross
Because it's hot where you at. Come over here, it's a little cool. We could chill. Yeah, we could chill.
examination by Mr. Humphrey.
Salute to him.
Shout out to Mr. Humphrey, man. He did a great job. I read this thing. I read all of this line by line. I read this line by line. I like this, man. I like this.
Frank Harvey handed her over to Keith Cromer. When he retired, at the time he retired, he handed her over. He was her handler. Hand her right over to Keith Cromer. She said her and Keith Cromer was platonic for like 8 months, supposedly. But then they started the love affair business, you know what I'm saying? And then that lasted for like 8 to 12 months. Keith say that ain't happening. But Keith is one thing she say in the testimony. Yo, Keith was drunk one night, y'all. I'm like, Keith was drunk. Keith was drunk, Cromer. He was drunk, and I had to drive the federal vehicle. And he gave me the Fed vehicle mad times to drive it. So it's not like it's that one time. He gave me to drive mad other time. But then it's a one time, yo. Listen, when I was reading the other paperwork, it's crazy. I don't know what's going on with Keith. I don't know if Keith and her, this is allegedly, so I don't want Keith or Tammy, because Keith is an ex-Fed, and she, I don't want them both running down on me, because I got this little jacket on. Think I'm something else. Chill, okay? Slow down, Keith, and slow down, Tammy. But yo, look, Keith and Tammy taking trips. Keith was wilding. You know she was go throw. Gotta be, yo. Don't be disrespectful. I'm not disrespectful. If you old and you understand, go through. Just relax. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just being honest. Come on, y'all. What the hell can make you give up your life rights to anybody? Stop. Anyway, boom. What can make the guy give up his whole damn job? Fed guy. Okay, what? He love her? Stop. Anyway, so boom. Peep it. Chill. Erica Badu doing that to people right now. Take my soul. So it's real life. Don't act like it ain't true. So boom. Look. They go on some trip. He got her around his family, all type of shit. People testifying that they didn't even know that she was a witness she was a confidential source. He had her around family, friends, taking trips and all that. One trip they talking about, he had a college friend that came through, Keith. So I'm like, okay, cool. She's like, but then they're like, yo, the college friend was sitting on his lap, and then he was holding a hand and he was kissing the college friend. So I'm like, oh, Keith was on a pimping bop. He around her, who he's supposed to be slaying. She said he's clipping it. He said he not, but she said he clipping it. I'm listening to her. She's telling the truth by their body. She lying. So I'm just going to believe her right now because Keith, I don't know. So she said you clipping. Boom. So he's clipping her, obviously. But then he got some other woman that he went sitting on the lap. I said, he on his pimp bop. I ain't mad with you. He on his pimping. He limping. But then a little bit goes later in the line. I can read it for y'all right now. You go line. That's why I went and did the OIG investigation. This is where I found this thing at, the OIG. Boom, right? I'm telling you, not just the other paperwork we read, the other thing. So boom, you go in there. It's a part where it says, so I'm looking to see where the woman at. Because they say the person's talking. Like the person's saying, oh, I never saw her and him in the bed. I never saw her and him, Tammy and him, like being affectionate with each other. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, So then it goes by later, and then it said, then he also said, he, Scooby, what kind of he business is this? So is Tammy saying that the person that's sitting on his lap, this college friend, Keith Cromer, was this a guy? So was Keith slaying her and guys? That's what I'm saying. Did her and Keith bump into Will and Jada allegedly in the swinger box? That's all I'm saying, y'all. Don't send the lawyers at me. I'm just asking a question. Did Tammy and Keith Cromer, Tammy, a.k.a. Cromer, because she was Chrome and Keith, Silver Surfer, Chrome Dome, did they both swing, allegedly, and bump into Will and Jada? Possibility, allegedly. Because what's this guy? Because the guy says, look, she wasn't in the room. They didn't swim in the room. But then at one point it says, the guy says, no, because Keith bought a double room. You know your hotel rooms, bro, when you buy a double room and it's separated by a door. So it's got 2 rooms in one room. It's a double room Keith booked. This is why I'm trying to tell y'all about this man and this woman business. It's weird to me, right? Boom. Double room, homie. Boom. Nah, she slept in her own room by herself in her own bed. Say it in the paperwork. Okay, cool. Okay, what's up with Keith then? The guy says he slept in the room with Keith. The guy slept in the room with Keith? I read in the paper yesterday, bro. Y'all can read it yourself. Yo, he slept in the room with Keith. So I'm like, what's going on with this guy slept in the room with Keith and why he ain't in the bed with her? I don't know what's going on. Boom. Then I read Keith's testimony on the same thing because now remember everybody got their testimony, her testimony, and in this paperwork she's the same thing, CS1, because this investigation is predicated off that investigation of that because she was getting paid for stuff, they was having a sexual relationship, so that brought everything into question. So some of the things that's in that Frank's hearing and in that case is in this OIG investigation because this investigation is based on that investigation. You see what I'm saying? Cool. So when you go down, it comes to his testimony and his side, Keith's side. So Keith like, nah, no, I never slept in the bed with a da-da-da. But then Keith say, nah, he didn't sleep in a room with me. The guy, he said I'm like, what? Wait a minute. So he's like, he didn't sleep in a room with me. Actually, another guy visited him and he slept in the room with another guy. I'm like, what? This is why I said, did he bump into to August and whoever else in a building at a certain times in a private building in a private situation? Because you know you got to be private to get up in them swinging things. Did you get caught up in a swinging private thing? I don't know. That's all allegedly, but this is the question I'm asking. So I'm not just saying the man is this or they are that. But what's this thing in the paperwork of this man staying in the room and you saying that the man didn't? If that's your homie staying in the room with you, the fuck? You can sleep in the full and all that. Fuck. It's not that serious, right? Blankets, the hell? It's not that serious. That's your homie, your friend, your family, college friend. Why are you saying that he ain't sleeping in the room with you too? Okay. Drop a line.
Now they talk about, now Mr. Humphrey brings up when she meets.
Bro, things, bro. And y'all not hearing that. What I'm telling you about them things, you're not gonna hear them say it. Nobody covered that part of this. I'm telling you right now. No one has, only me. No one went into that part of the case, bro. Trust me, I'm telling you on God. Trust me, because no one spoke about that part, but him being with the thing with the man. I'm telling you, you gotta go see the last video I did on that. I'm telling you.
Cuffy.
I think it got like 300 views.
Mr.
Like
Humphrey.
views.
Okay, and would you have considered at that point Cuffy over the same? Well, they talk about Suarez, right? The page before, on page 152 of 271, Humphrey revisits how Suarez gets even in their lives, right? And it's because Big Meech was locked up with Suarez in St. Clair County in Michigan and met Suarez in jail.
Michigan County
and they
jail.
became friends.
For monetary gain, it says in the paperwork. Him and Suarez became friends for monetary gain, and Suarez was supposed to link him with some work for them to give to Cuffy, for Cuffy to move the work. That's the whole thing. Point blank. In the paperwork. Strict.
Okay, so they talk about how Suarez reaches out.
I don't know if he a Michigan rat or what, bro, but the paperwork and what everybody said, Chroma went on the stand and said Meech knew. He testified. He's a federal agent, bro. His job was on the line, bro. He was already being investigated by 2 different branches for his relationship with Tammy and other CS informants or whatever, and the money he was giving Tammy and other CS informants or whatever. But Tammy, at least one time, she got $80,000 too, besides any other money. This is a lot of money, bro. And she wasn't even giving up actionable information, because that's what the feds call that, or them people. They call it actionable information that they can actually act on. Information that leads to furthering investigations, information that leads to an investigation of someone, things like that. Things that they can actually act on. Credible information, not just some shit that they got to come stretch and then next year they probably figure it out. Get right to that type bops, you know what I'm saying? Like how she thinks she's instrumental in Terry White, because Terry White was supposed to be allegedly somebody that she was with. You know what I'm saying? And then whatever happened, she flipped the script and then ended up setting up Terry. But she wasn't even a paid informant at the time. And says that she's about 95% credible, responsible for locking up Terry. But never testified, and only testified in this Cuffy thing. So she never even had to testify ever, never even had to testify when she said that she damn near was the whole case of Terry. And never testified. So that man's in jail, and your whole accuser and the person who done snitched and did everything supposedly against you didn't even have to go to court and see if she was credible, and your defense couldn't even cross-examine her to say, yo, look, this person gave you all this information is a damn liar, ain't even credible, bro. He didn't even get a chance to do that. He got slung, boom, and his stuff was seized. And the informants get percentage of the seizure. And her percentage, her portion of the seizure was $55,000 worth. It was a big weed bus. Tammy Cowins.
To Tammy Cowins, right? How does he get Tammy Cowins' number? Keep that in mind. Okay, now they talk about Cuffy. Would you have considered at that point?
He was passed off to another agent. She didn't pursue him. Who was passed off, Hot Boy?
Cuffy over the same time? Did he become a friend, or were you guys just discussing business? And then he says,
He was passed off to another agent. She didn't pursue him. You talking about from the initial connection of how she introduced to him? They said that both Suarez and Suarez and Cuffy contacted her. And when they both contacted her, the first thing they asked was how was Meech doing? So they contacted her, because remember, she was in charge of Meech life rights. So they both contacted her, for a fact.
we're having communications with Mr. Gatling about legitimate business opportunities. Cuffy initially called her about legitimate business opportunities. She says
The
that
life
is
rights
correct.
with Meech.
Now, this is the key. Now, you mentioned also that, and obviously we've heard about it in affidavit that you wrote, and you were concerned about there being any sort of reports about Big Meech trying to facilitate any drug deals between Suarez and Gatling. Is that fair? She says, absolutely. Okay, now, when you met Mr. Gravis and Mr. Drake in 2015, they actually physically reviewed a copy of the affidavit with you, didn't they? Now, this is the key. The affidavit that we're reading here, that they talk about in this motion to suppress, this is what he's talking about. Now, in total, there were 3 affidavits written. In total.
3, She had the first one she signed, sworn affidavit. Then she writes up one, handwritten, writes up one. I don't think she sends it in or some shit. On one of them, she doesn't send in or something. And one of them, she does. But she doesn't sign it, though. Whatever one she does send, so there's 2, really. But whatever one she does push in, she doesn't sign. She just pushes it to mad different people, pushes out this story, this affidavit to different people. This is what she does with the affidavit. She pushes it to people because she's trying to say now that that affidavit is wrong. There's things in this wrong. Meech ain't helping tell her to do this and this and that. Mad different things she's saying is wrong about this. Then they're saying there's a breach of information because information from the court case has leaked to the public. Now she's getting threats, death threats, all type of shit. People calling her job, all type of shit is happening. And feds are, and they confirming that some of these things, they corroborate in some of these stories. Like it's a breach of information, a breach of safety. Then when she's testifying, okay, she has the judge clear the courtroom from everybody that's in it. And then I guess she makes her testimony while everybody's cleared from the courtroom. And that was one thing that Cuffy said you should go and see. And that is in the paperwork too. And why would she do that?
Now, let's go through that.
And not sign the affidavit that you're going the second time? Because if you sign that, perjury is punishable by what? Prison time. Imprisonment. Right? So maybe that's why she didn't sign it. But the affidavit initially is the reason of why they even got the warrants. So if that first thing is no good and it's a lie, why are y'all investigating Cuffy? Why are y'all searching anything? Why are y'all doing anything? So if that even came out for real, that case should have been dropped. I don't know about the other thing because I think it was some sclooms involved. I think 2 sclooms was involved. I think he got hit with 2 sclooms too. I think so, something like that too. But you know what I mean? But at least that part, whatever she was trying to do, that would have been deflated. Because your main source, CS1, is unreliable and is in illicit affair with an officer and is receiving bread and all types of other stuff. And never signed a second affidavit. What do you do with that? What do you do? If you are new here, subscribe to the channel. Hit the button right now. Subscribe to the channel. Turn the notification bells on. Right now, we rocking with the brother, Sean Jizzy. You already know the vibe. I spoke with him the other day. I was talking about having him on the channel the other day, but he said he'd rather have something in person. Me and him sit down and chop it up. My brother right here. I might have to go get me a new jacket and a new coat to be my brother. He be sharp. He be sharp. My big brother be sharp. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm proud to match his energy a little bit, though. Salute to him, though. Most definitely salute to him. He's most definitely a godsend, and you know, he's been breaking down stuff. He's a guy that been in the feds and different things like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I speak from real perspectives. And we need to, you know what I mean, listen to other people that really know certain things about stuff. You know what I mean? I just don't be out here capping like I know anything. You know what I'm saying? So salute to that. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. What I'm gonna do is I have 20 more minutes of this. What I'm gonna do is clip this, and I'm gonna start the live with the same thing. It's gonna take me 1 second to just put the title in and restart it, so I can cap this at an hour, and anybody on the rewatch can rewatch this clean on an hour, and they'll want to watch it, and it won't be too long. Pause, no diddy. So that's what I'm gonna do. I want everybody here to subscribe here and subscribe to Comedy on Go. It's linked to my channel. Hit me on Instagram. Subscribe to my Instagram if you want to leave me a message. Tell me about some content you want me to do or something. Maybe you want to give me some advice too. I take advice too. I listen to y'all criticisms. So don't think y'all just hating on me. I listen to stuff. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. I'm trying to be the best me I could be. And I can't be that by living in my own head. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So salute to y'all for that, man. Salute to Talina. Salute to everybody. Salute to Talina for the super chats. I appreciate you sending that love from Ukraine. I appreciate you, love. Always. Salute to Roz sending me the Cash App. She got it from my bio. It's in my link. So salute to that. I appreciate that. If y'all want any of the dope hats I wear on my stream, y'all go to Don't Hide the Plug on Instagram. Shoot them a message. Uda sent ya. Uda's the promo code. You gonna get that. So I'm gonna retitle a video right now, and I'm going back live, and we're gonna do the next half of this video, and we're gonna break it down so everybody can break it down, right? And I'll title it part 2. So salute to y'all. I'll be back in 1 second. Make sure y'all here. Make sure y'all join. Put on notifications so you're notified when I do it right now. Put it on. Salute to y'all. I love y'all all, man, for real. I'll be back in a minute.